We begin, though, with the latest in Turkey and Syria, where the death toll continues to rise, now topping 33,000. Rescue teams still miraculously pulling survivors from under the rubble 6 days later. The Turkish government has also announced arrest warrants for those they're holding responsible for thousands of buildings that have collapsed. Joining me is NBC's Gabe Gutierrez, who's in Gaziantep, Turkey. Gabe, if you will, take us there and the developments you've been seeing on the ground.
Hi there, Yasmin. Well, we're here at a search and rescue operation that really is going around the clock. This is what we've been seeing now for nearly a week. And if I step out of the way, you can see what's going on behind me. Now, this particular site, it is more of a recovery operation now. The search crews don't expect to find any more survivors at this particular site, but family members who have gathered here across the street have not given up hope. There are 3 collapsed buildings on this block alone. And as you can see, it is a painstaking process to go through all this. Search crews are still there. There's an excavator going through the debris, through the concrete, the rebar. Every hour or so, they ask for a moment of silence at another location just halfway down the block, where they ask for silence. They turn off all the lights and they try to listen to any sound that they can that might suggest that there is someone here still alive. But hope is fading somewhat, Yasmin. This has now been nearly a week since this earthquake. But still, as you mentioned, there have been miraculous rescues in other parts of southern Turkey that is still giving these families some hope. Of course, the situation is growing increasingly more dire in northwestern Syria. That is where the rescue group known as the White Helmets says that it feels abandoned by the international community. And the UN coordinator for relief efforts said today that the people of northwestern Syria rightly feel abandoned. So there's still a whole lot of need here, even as this search operation continues well into the night. Yes.
Are there efforts, as you're talking about what we're hearing from the White Helmets, the UN as well, to reach that region more so by the international community? Are we hearing any efforts on that part?
Well, over the past 2 days or so, the UN did bring in 37 tons of medical supplies into northwestern Syria. But you have to understand, Yasmin, for the first several days following the initial quake, there was no UN convoy that was able to make it because the main road into northwestern Syria was blocked. That is crucial time that those rescue teams, the White Helmets say, was lost and prevented them from saving lives. What is so key in these types of operations, and I'll have my cameraman David Long zoom in so you can see just how painstaking this is. These operations require specialized equipment. And here in southern Turkey, but more so in northwestern Syria, the White Helmets say that they could hear the cries for help. They just couldn't lift the debris to be able to save those lives. And that is incredibly frustrating. It is frustrating also for residents here in southern Turkey who say that the need was just so overwhelming, that the catastrophe was just so widespread that they did not have enough of those specialized search and rescue teams to reach portions of southern Turkey. So this is an ongoing situation right now. Again, now more than 160 hours past the initial quake. Now here in southern Turkey, again, the window of opportunity seems to be closing, but the frustration is mounting, not just against building contractors here in southern Turkey, who, as you mentioned, there have been 134 people detained that the government says are suspected of shoddy construction that may have led to the loss of life, the extreme loss of life. So certainly a very difficult situation here, Yasmin. More than 33,000 confirmed dead so far.
We're going to be talking more about that later on in the hour as well, Gabe. Cannot imagine what it is like to be a rescue worker there, not having the tools you need to rescue the people that are crying for help beneath the rubble. Just an unimaginable image to think of in your mind. Gabe Gutierrez for us. Thank you.